Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here. And it wasn't last week, it was a number of weeks ago. I do apologise for how long it has taken for this video to come out, but a little thing happened called Pokemon Go, and that sort of took over everything. Nevertheless, what I asked you last time was, what is the single most important Nintendo game in Nintendo's history? Well, here's just what a few of you had to say. Franco Bavistrello, I do apologise if I've butchered your name just then, has said that the most important Nintendo game is Mario Kart 64. He says that it took only one blue shell for this game to teach you that you couldn't trust anyone, not your friends, not even yourself. And I have to say, I agree. Caleb Bravo attempted to push my buttons and succeeded. That Cider Guy has said that it is Paper Mario Sticker Star, and for one good reason. They say that it reminds fans that anybody can make mistakes, even Nintendo, which I don't say I necessarily agree with because I haven't played the game, so how can I agree or disagree with it? Don't know about the game, but I do like that different angle you've gone for there, because everybody does make mistakes, nobody's perfect, not even Nintendo. I like that. Thinking outside the box. Eddie Isla says that it's the original Legend of Zelda on the Famicom/NES. He goes on to say how it showed everyone in the industry, not just the consumers, how to make a non-linear world, and that's true, and we're going to get that again with Breath of the Wild. It is so exciting, and he finishes it off nicely when he says, Mario saved the industry, but I believe Zelda influenced it more. Oh, I like that. Jordan Jones says, Super Smash Bros. Obviously, it made the violence that we all crave as a species family-friendly. Seriously? Yeah, I think it did. You know, it's got that sort of cartoon violence to it where it is violent, but it's not really visceral. It's not like playing Street Fighter or Killer Instinct or anything like that where you're seeing bones breaking and stuff like that. Actually, I think that was Mortal Kombat. I think I just put my foot in it. Nevertheless, the point is that Super Smash Bros. Is very violent, but it is also very family-friendly because, you know, it's sort of pow, but the person doesn't have a broken jaw and stuff. They just sort of go wee, and then they respawn, and they're fine. I think it's nice. It's cool, and yeah. It was also big for other reasons, because it's Super Smash Bros. Come on. Ninetales Commander seems to think that it's Splatoon, because as a brand new IP, it still managed to absolutely trounce everything else happening at the same time. And it's done so well for itself. I agree, and I've just noticed that one of my lights has become incredibly dim. But nevertheless, yes, it was a brand new, fresh IP, and it still managed to show that Nintendo have got that spark. They can take a new idea, something crazy, apply it to something brand new that nobody's ever seen before, and it's great! Rated J for Jack says that it's Pokemon Red and Blue because they solidified Nintendo as the go-to company for handheld games. It's so true. To have all of that compressed down into one tiny little cartridge that big, absolutely ridiculous. Would have been completely impossible if it weren't for the fact of some crazy, strange storage technique that they worked out using the Game Boy. Honestly, it was incredible, just incredible. Jawplay says Super Mario 64 because it paved the way for new Super Mario 3D titles. Yes, it couldn't have been this video without mentioning Super Mario 64. What a cracking title, and it was probably the first really proper 3D game ever to be made and actually controlled with an analog stick. Obviously, you had things like Starwing or Star Fox if you come from North America, and yes, they were 3D games, but not quite to the same caliber as Super Mario 64. It really was a proper 3D game through and through. There was nothing like it before, but we've had plenty of it since. Face of Bear says Donkey Kong Country 3 because of the bears, and the bears need more love. Were there bears in that game? I honestly don't know. Cake Sublime reckons it's Super Metroid because it's good. Sorry, it good. Joshua Machado breaks the rules slightly and says Banjo-Kazooie because the storylines were great and the great adventures and great levels and all sorts of other words that mean great. Actually, it's just the word great repeated, but it makes its point. I'm sure most of you know I'm a huge fan of Banjo-Kazooie, primarily because when I got the game, I didn't actually know much about it. All I knew was it was a bit like Super Mario 64, only some people were saying it was better, and I was like, yeah, I'll give this a go after my brother told me that it was rubbish for some reason. I honestly don't know why. Seriously, this is before he'd even played the game. And finally, Jaxel MS says that the best Nintendo game is Halo. It's strange that you say that. There was actually a cancelled proof of concept game of Halo DS, so it was a full Halo game on the DS. You can find footage of it if you search for it in the bar up there. Or I could put a link in, but I'm not sure I'll remember or can be bothered. Massive thanks to everybody who left a comment. Of course, I cannot read out all your comments because I'm only on this earth for so long, but you do have a chance to get one of your comments read out in the next episode. And the next episode is going to be very special because we are rebranding. This series is finally going to have a proper name rather than just Alex reads out your ideas. It is instead going to now be called Alex Asks. Because I'm Alex and I'm asking you questions. Clever, innit? So be prepared for the name change for next time, but for now, I'm going to ask you a question, and that question is... when do you believe we're going to be seeing new Pokemon from new regions in Pokemon Go? Is it going to be in the next couple of weeks? Is it going to be a year's time? Let us know down there in the comments. Make sure you give a reason rather than just a number or a date or something, because that's boring, and I'm less likely to read it out. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you turn out one of your lights on that subscribe button? Seriously, that's annoying me massively. And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye. Has said that the most... Franco Bevis... On a slightly more serious note, yes... no. Who needs serious? Species family friendly. And breathe. Little cartridge, that's not the cartridge, that's the box. So be prepared for the change of name next time, but before that happens, I need to ask you a question, and that question is, what